I wanted to go faster. It's about that time again. What is up, guys? If you're watching this, that means you got another day. We are out here at Sonoma Raceway just outside of San Francisco, and hopefully you can tell by the giant snake behind me that this is a Shelby event, and by the Ford Massa. We got huge shout out to my guy AJ for inviting me along. I am the only +1 allowed at this entire event. Special exception because he's like, I think Will really likes Mustangs. Maybe he should come to this event with me. So give him a follow if you like director, cinematic type, automotive content. Handle is right there. I'm super stoked. It's a Ford sponsored day. Come on, let's check it out. I'm pretty stoked about the Mach 1. Check this out. Not many of these hanging around. Gotta be some of the best stock wheels I've ever seen on a Mustang. We got your EcoBoost here, a couple Shelbys, the 500 in the corner, the 350 over here. You can even see underneath the 500 here. Yeah. And all the glorious parts that make this the best car on planet Earth. These gotta go though. We're heading over to do line lock. If you don't know what that is, basically it locks the front end of the car and allows the back end to spin out. There's two reasons for doing this. One, if you have way too much tread on the back and you wanna get rid of it. Or two, if you wanna heat up the back tires so you can track it like we are today. So that was the line lock. The tread is done on that Shelby, but fortunately we have a bunch more. They're gonna run us through a quick little, hey, here's how you don't run into each other, here are the flags and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully hit the track. I think they said there's gonna be like a drag experience. There's gonna be track time, road course, the lead follow setup. We're gonna learn basically everything about the GT500, which is awesome. Kind of letting the rain go away a little bit because anybody that owns or drives a Mustang knows that they don't really agree well with wet pavement. I am totally going to steal the Brembo brakes that are on display here. So the sky is cleared up, we have sunshine, the ground is dry, which means it's safe to drive a Mustang, finally. But to be honest, sitting around and talking to people about Mustangs was not really much of a chore, in my opinion. We spoke to the guys that, what are they, Turmeric? Is that Turmeric? The guys that helped work on, or actually did do the transmission for this Mustang, and they do not call it an automatic, they call it DCT. They claim that it's faster than even Porsche's setup. So if you're a German automobile fan, this might be a better option for you. But ironically, Billy J Racing, who has helped me with advice on my build with the turbos, drive shaft, and everything else, helped develop and test the DCT transmission on this GT500. Holy God, look at how many Mustangs there are here. What color do you get? I want the green one, AJ.
Oh man, I'm usually just a black on black kind of guy, but there's something about a Mustang in blue and white. It just tickles me. Look how many cars we have here. Dude, yeah, we're about to run this track. We're about to run Sonoma Raceway in a GT500.
Funny because my whole life being a big Mustang guy, never got the keys to a Mustang. I've gotten keys to ultra rare supercars to take wherever I want. I never can get my hands on a Mustang or a Shelby. First time I do it, it's on a Ford sponsored track event. It's the way to do it. Guys, I'm just looking at all the cars. This is the most Shelbys I've ever seen in one place in my life. There's more over there, there's more up there. Been to a bunch of different track events, ridden passenger a ton of times, been in and out of a ton of different Shelbys. Never driven on a track, never driven a Shelby, and we get to do both at the same time. Perfect setup, perfect setup. And I'm glad that the track dried up because now we can go a little bit harder on it. 760 horsepower, so for all of you McLaren fans out there who love the 720S, get smoked.
You ain't gotta wear the match.
This is never the look. This is never ever the look. Alright. It's a good fit.
It's you, man.
I feel like a character in what's that movie where they do the coconuts? Monty Python. This feels right.
Good.
Alright, somehow landed the color I wanted. Love it. Here we go. That's who I'm following. I cannot believe this is the way that I'm gonna get to drive a Mustang, a Shelby for the first time. This is the best way this could have happened. Thank you to Ford and Ford Performance for this. This is amazing. And I got the color car I wanted. Oh my God, this is gonna be probably the coolest thing I've ever done. No Taylor Swift music. Whoops. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. Why is this in manual? I guess I'm gonna have to use the paddles. Oh, I'm gonna rip this so hard. I feel so bad. I don't know how to put it back into regular drive. I'm looking over my shoulders because I'm automatically looking for traffic. There's no traffic. We're on a racetrack. I almost used my signal to turn. I literally can't hear anything that the guy is saying already. He is so faint. I don't deserve this. I figured out how to get it into automatic. Well, there's a little M button that you have to push. Duh. I'm in heaven. This is the coolest thing I've ever done. This car just rips so well. They weren't joking about the gear. It does not shift too high. It keeps it in the low gear so you can get that torque you need, and it downshifts the low gear so you can get the RPMs rolling into the apex on the turns. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, baby. I kind of wanted a girlfriend. I want a Shelby way more now. This just took the priority. This is way more fun. She sounds so good. Oh, I can't believe they trusted me with this. Yeah, buddy, let's get it. Come on. I'm driving a Shelby, Mom. I'm dead. Oh, and the downshift on it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, let me get it. Come on. It's everything I wanted it to be. It's perfect. I need this car. I thought I wanted a Porsche. Forget that. That was a stupid idea. Are they gonna let us go faster? All right. Well, that was glorious. That was amazing.
All right, guys. Professional race car driver Bill Coe just took out the GT500. What's your hot take?
So that was officially the coolest thing I've ever done. I've launched rockets at the Air Force, jumped out of airplanes, did bungee jumping. That tops it. And we didn't even do, we were doing like 30% of what this car could do. Compared to Malibu Canyons, you don't have to look over your shoulder for traffic. You don't have to worry about switching lane. You don't have to worry about tailgating a Prius. You don't have to worry about rocks in the street. It's a safe place where you're like, okay, let's actually just focus on how fast can we drive the car. The only limit is you. It's also fun because having driven in some of the world's best supercars, the 720S, the Performante, the Aventador SV, something about the Shelby is special. This is the one car I've always wanted to drive. I remember the first time I got in a McLaren and the first time I got in a Porsche. This was it. This was my favorite.
What about it was similar to the Roush that felt familiar?
The loud vibrations and the noise, the rawness, you only get that in a Mustang. I'll tell you what's different. I can take a turn a lot faster and not worry about the back end breaking loose, and the brakes on this are phenomenal. And the transmission, they kept bragging about it. They're right. It shifts where you want to. I couldn't figure out how to get it into automatic. The first lap, so I actually did the first lap with the paddles, got it into automatic. It really does its job. And keeps it at really high RPMs, lots of torque going into turns. Does just what you want it to. I wanted to go faster. I wanted to go a lot faster. Have you ever seen more Shelbys? Look at this. Guys, comments. Which color? Because I wanted green and I just, by pure chance, landed on green.
I noticed that.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Hot lap. Thank you, sir.
Let me plug you in here.
It's okay if I hold this phone while we drive, yeah?
If you can.
It's a lot faster than I was driving it. Oh my goodness.
Ready? Pull down.
Amazing. This way. You know, they only give you one lap because if you did two, you'd throw up.
I know,
That'd be all you could handle.
It's moments like these that make the late nights worth it. It's not just the shooting, it's being able to experience this, to be a part of the car community, you know? This is pretty wild.
Okay, so driving the GT500, knocked off the list. I can die now. Then we did the hot lap with the instructor. Good God, did he drive it 11,000 times faster than I would have ever dreamed of driving it. And now, drag strip?
Drag strip. Look behind you.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
What do you want than a GT500 and that? And just you. To take the GT500 on a drag strip. That's the highest use of this car.
This is the best day ever. Line them up, keep the engines hot. All right, AJ. Your Uber has arrived.
Over it.
All right, here we go. AJ's in the black one. I'm gonna take the red one. Oh, but I like the blue one and the orange one.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to go into launch control. There it is.
All right. I heard it was like bouncing. It sounded like it was bouncing a rev.
Yeah, so essentially you can set the RPM to whatever you want. So track conditions will dictate what you want. So we've got them set at 1600. Somewhere between 15 and 1900 RPM works pretty well. Once you get to the line, hold the brakes. Once the launch control is set, and then I'll just hold my foot to the floor. And then all it does is hold it at 1600. So it sounds like the rev limiter.
Oh, okay.
So it just pop, 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 pop,
Yeah,
pop,
yeah,
pop.
yeah.
That way it'll hold it at the right RPM. So as soon as I let the brakes off, it'll allow the right amount of throttle to get us to launch. Milliseconds of optimal. I mean, you'll do it. So you don't want to get out, do you?
No. No. There you go.
Car will do 10s.
Turns out our driver here is from Utah. He's gonna look for the Stradman race. Ooh, Stradman race, did I say that? Maybe Burlocker. That completes the drag racing part of the day, which is arguably just as fun as the track part. AJ and I both hit about 130 on the strip. It's a quarter-mile run. This is way cooler.
Oh, it's in the supercharger?
Bro, yes. That's super kind of. Okay, that about does it for today's vlog, guys. That was an absolutely ridiculous day with the fastest Mustang that Ford makes. And what a way to finally break the ice and eventually drive the Shelby GT500, which is like my favorite car of all time, on a track in California. It's way too bright. All these supercars in my life, and I don't know why this was the unattainable vehicle to get into. I should be pointing at the 500 over here. We got to talk to the engineers. We got to talk to the guys that do the tires, the guy that do the seats. I'm stumbling over my words. Today was like one of the best days, if not the best days ever. Huge thanks to Ford for inviting us out and letting us have this day. Peeking over in the corner, Mr. AJ, thanks so much for bringing me along with you as your biggest Mustang friend. And thank you to everybody that helped put this together. If you get a chance to do anything like this, and especially if it's with Ford, this was one of the most well put together events that I've ever been at. Extremely entertaining. And at one point I looked at AJ and I said, we should be paying a lot of money for this because this is too much fun. Guys, I drop videos every single Tuesday, every single Thursday, every single Sunday. We are going YouTuber 2020. God, just this week alone, we had 4 photo shoots in SD. We had a Lamborghini SV Roadster with a GTR and an M4 yesterday. And then now we're driving GT500s on the track outside of San Francisco. And then I'm flying home this weekend and we're doing more car stuff in North Carolina. Like, the vlog is lit. And the Roush is getting boosted in like 2 or 3 weeks. And it's gonna be way too fast and we're gonna blow something up and it's gonna be awesome. I'll catch you at the next episode. Peace.
I might lie to you just to get through the night with you. Hope that's alright. Know you lie.